So this is chapter 9, return match. This is a return match between Ryoko and Kitano, which Kitano actually doesn't even know about. It's just Ryoko thinking that how she can get afraid of Kitano and how Kitano is stronger than her. So it's just a regular morning and Ryoko was walking towards school and she met her friend. They said hi to each other. Then Ryuko's friend was telling her that don't do anything like yesterday. And Ryuko said, I didn't do anything. That was all him. Then Ryuko was thinking about what happened yesterday, how Kitano moved his hand towards Ryoko. So she's thinking that I don't want to get bothered over what happened yesterday. We'll settle the question of who's stronger today. Then it's 9 o'clock and they both reached at school. And in front of school, Crudo gang's two members, they called Ryoko. They said, you are Koiso Ryoko. Let us see you for a minute. Then Ryuko's friend is asking that why these guys are calling you. Ryuko said, don't worry, I'll catch up with you later. So they take Ryuko at the back of the school. And Ryuko was asking, what are you guys doing taking a girl to a lonely sport like this? Then one of the guy called, we brought her Crudo-san. They called Crudo, their boss over. So Ryuko was saying, what do you want? I saved you. You have a problem with that? Even a dog remembers who saved his life for 3 days. Are you guys lower than a dog? Then Crudo guy starts saying that just shut up and listen, girl. Don't get full of yourself. Tell her something, Crudo-san. And Crudo gave a punch to those guys and said, I love you. Please be my girlfriend. Crudo is completely lost on this girl. He really loves her and wants her to be his girlfriend. And those guys are asking, what are you saying, Crudo-san? Crudo is still all blushed and just staring at Ryoko. Listening all this makes Ryoko blush too. Then those guys are asking, you made us bring her here just for that? It was not to get revenge. She made fun of Kitano-san yesterday. You are the number 2. Are you gonna stay quiet about this? And then Crudo beat those guys again. Shut up, I'm a man who values love over being Hikaiku's number 2. And Ryuko said, I'm sorry, I can't fall in love with a man weaker than me in skill or her. Then those guys are all serious and looking at her. So then Crudo said, oh well then, guess I'll have to be serious this time. And those guys get shocked at what Crudo is saying. And Ryuko gets shocked too. And Crudo said, if I beat you in a fight, then you will see me as a strong man, won't you? Those guys are trying to stop Crudo, but he's ready to fight. All the fights I've been through so far have been a far. Win or lose, they were nothing but games for me to enjoy. I never had to fight seriously up until now. Then Crudo removed his jacket and left it on the ground. And he took a stance for fighting. He's saying it feels ironic that the first opponent I shall battle seriously is the girl I love. You're quite the tomboy. And Crudo guys are looking at Crudo and saying, damn. They were thinking that Crudo is really in a serious mood to fight. So Crudo moves towards her saying, I'm not gonna hold back. Here I come. Ryoko then enters the classroom. Her friend asked Ryoko, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Ryoko's friend was worried about her, so that's why she was asking about how she is. Ryoko said, I'm fine, you don't have to exaggerate. She's asking, what did they want with you? And she said, I don't know. And back at the Crudo's place, Crudos was all knocked down, bleeding from his nose and on the ground, saying, hey, I just couldn't fight seriously against the girl I love. And those guys were thinking, I don't understand this man. So it's the afternoon time, there were clouds in the sky. It's the Kojima, the boxer guy, and his number 2 with him. They were talking, this pisses me off so much. Everyone around here knows what happened. They are all giving us bullshit looks. Then Kojima's number 2 were talking with Kojima. Right, Takeshi? We gotta hurry up and beat the shit out of Hakun punks and teach them who the real number 1 is. And Kojima said yes. And then this Katayama guy walked into them saying, well, look here, is that Kojima? He's saying, you look pretty healthy, that's nice. Kojima knows him, so he said his name, Katayama. And Katayama said, hey, I heard about how you get fucked up by Hikaku's guardian. Normally I just laugh about that, but I'm not in a good mood for jokes right now. I lost to a girl from Hikaku. So they were talking about fighting and why Katayama is so mad about this girl who beat him up, and that's why he's out to get his revenge. They're still talking, said, but you seem to be content after you got beat down. Are you that afraid of Hikaku's guardian? So this is irritating Kojima's friend. But then they left it saying later, don't ever try to act tough again. Then Kojima's number two said, who the fuck do you think you are talking to? You lost to a girl. Katayama heard it and got really irritated. And he said, that's why I said I'm going to take her down. Now shut up, you won't do shit after getting fucked up. The number two was still getting messed up, calling him motherfucker. But Kojima stopped him, now back Hayami. And Hayami was saying, are you gonna stay quiet and let them go like that? They just humiliated us. We gotta at least hit them once. And Kojima said, you can't. You could never beat him. And Hayami was shocked at why Kojima is saying like this. And he said, wait Takeshi, you mean you wouldn't? Then Kojima said, I could win 10 times out of 10. Then Hayami asked why you don't want to fight with him. So Kojima told him the reason. He said he's persistent and sneaky like a snake. No matter how hard you crush him, he'll come after you again the next day. He doesn't think of losing a fight as a loss. He just thinks the fight's still going on until he wins. And he's dirty. He doesn't care how he wins as long as he does. He thinks of attacking you from behind with a pointed rod as perfectly acceptable. If we get started with him, he won't have time to relax until he crushes us. Even though I would beat him 20 or 30 times first, of course, you just don't want to get involved with him. So this is the reason Kojima doesn't want to involve with this guy, because he's dangerous, he's kind of mad. Once he decided to beat someone, he doesn't hold back and he do anything to do that. So it's the break time at Hikaku's school and Ryoko's friends were telling her to go home. Ryoko said, sorry, you go home first, I got something to do now. And Ryoko's friends said, you're probably going to do something dangerous again. And Ryoko said, no, I'm not. But actually in her mind, she's thinking, I am. She's thinking, if I don't settle things quickly with Kitano, I'll feel bad about myself. So here she's waiting for Kitano on the way that he takes to go home. And she's thinking this is the most isolated spot. This is where from Kitano go home from school. It wasn't so lonely originally, but when Kitano started passing through, people just have disappeared. Now this should be fine, nothing will interrupt. She's getting all fired up to beat Kitano and she's waiting for her. Looking at the time, she said, and it should be just about time for him to show up. Then he saw a shadow moving towards her. There he is, and this is Kitano going back home from school. He looks as scary as always. Ryoko is behind the tree. She's thinking that I can tell he's there, but I can't feel his presence. It's almost like he's a ghost. Did he sense my fighting spirit yesterday? I must test him one more time. So Ryoko is thinking that yesterday she was trying to fight with Kitano and Kitano sensed it. That's why Kitano came at her. So she was trying to confirm that thing with one more attack. Kitano was walking towards her and she's still hiding behind the tree. Then when Kitano got closer, she tried to surprise Kitano with a kick, but Kitano bent over. Kitano was actually looking for a 500 yen coin. He found a coin, that's why he bent down. But this girl's kick removed some of Kitano's hair, and Ryoko was thinking that he dodged my kick. She's so surprised and she get back, and then she said, if you could dodge that just now, then you really must be good at sensing. So she make a fighting stance again and try to come at Kitano. Let's see which is stronger, your real world brawling instance or Koiso school Kubudo. So there are only those two. Kitano was still sitting down there and Ryoko was getting ready for fighting. And Kitano was thinking, what is this girl saying? I don't understand. Then Ryoko moved towards her with her fighting stance and tried to punch him. And she actually punched Kitano in the face and bring him down on the ground. But the way Kitano fell down, he moved his leg upwards towards Ryoko's face, and it looks like he was trying to kick Ryoko, and then Kitano fell down. But Ryoko was thinking that while he was going down, He tried to kick me. That move, that was a style of Antonic Inoshi once used when he fought Muhammad Ali. He's an expert in fighting martial arts. And for him to see through Koiso's school Kubudo, especially of quick attack and power, what was that style he used that made quick decisions like a boxer? This man doesn't just have experience from many fights, he's a martial artist with a natural gift. Kitano was still on the ground, then he got up and said, "Oh, I hit back of my head." And he looked up, seeing what's with this girl. So he said, "Oh no, what I'm gonna do? This is embarrassing." She came so close, I was surprised and fell backwards. What a nice girl though. She's watching over me and not even laughing at this funny position. And at the same time, Ryoko was thinking that Kitano has no openings at all. So while thinking all this, Kitano was thinking that I'll pretend that I'm fine so that Ryoko wouldn't mind him. So he jumped energetically, and in a one jump he got up straight. Ryoko was shocked with this, that what he's doing, but Kitano was so fast that he moved towards Ryoko. So Ryoko was thinking so fast, he closed the gap from that position in a flash. And Kitano was thinking, "Oh no, I jumped a little too far forward." And Kitano hit his head with Ryoko's breast. This is actually funny. And he pushed Ryoko backwards. And Ryoko was thinking, so right after that blow, he's going to pin me down to stop my movements. In a real fight, you need to seal others' attacks. But Ryoko moved to the side and hold his hand. He locked his hand on the ground. Tano was all on the ground. Although he's confused at what's happening, but this Ryuko girl got all the fighting spirit and is really serious in the fight. So he said, "You thought you could overpower me if you had me on the ground, didn't you? Too bad, the Kyuso school Kubudo has ground techniques too. This is Koiso school side lock. Once I got you like this, you can't get away. I have won this fight, now give up." And Kitano was thinking, what's going on here? Ryuko was still shouting, "Give up now, then I let you go." And then Kitano was still on the ground, and Ryuko asked, "Why won't you give up? You want me to break your arm?" And he's thinking, what does she mean, give up? And then there's this Katayama guy. He enters the scene and said, "I finally found you. I was looking for you. I wanted to see you, baby." And this is where the fight ends. This is the end of chapter 9. I hope you guys enjoyed this. See you guys in the next chapter.